do not pop the blister. So if there's a blister, just let it be. You may apply some antibiotic cream if prescribed by doctor.
So no butter, no toothpaste.
No butter, no toothpaste, please.
Hi everyone, welcome to Ask Me Doctor Season 3. I am Suiso from motherhood.com.my. So have you ever heard people say that consuming coconut water or milk during pregnancy, your baby will have a fairer skin? Or perhaps have you ever heard people say if you had sunburns on your wound, you should just put some butter or toothpaste? But today, we're going to have a dermatologist to help us to boost all the myths. Here with me today, Dr. Teeba Raja, a dermatologist from Columbia Asia Hospital Star Park, to help us to explain and also to bust the typical myth that our community always talks about. Hello Dr. Teeba, how are you?
Hi Sue.
Great, so we're going to go to our first question, our common myth that we always talk about in confinement. So does soy sauce will darken our scars, doctor?
This kind of myth is actually very common. Chinese believes in it, Indians believe in it, Malays believe in it. So one has to understand what causes darkening of the skin. Especially, this darkening of skin happens especially in a dark-skinned person, and there's some internal and external factors influences this. But definitely consumption of soy sauce is not one of it. Okay, so what causes the color of the scar is, first thing is the person's inherited skin color itself, and the severity of the injury and the depth of the injury, and the stability of pigment cells. Pigment cells produces melanin, which gives the color to our skin or even the scar. So when this is active, and then you have more pigment, and the scar is darker. And one important thing is prevention, sun exposure. So one thing that someone has to do is prevent yourself from sun exposure when you have wound healing, and this will help to reduce the risk of dark scars. Please enjoy your food with your soy sauce. It's not going to have any effect on your scar.
Okay, alright, thank you doctor. So the next common myth in confinement, definitely eating eggs or chicken will cause itchiness and will slow down the process of recovery. Is it true, doctor?
This is not true. I also get this kind of question on daily basis because we deal with patients with eczema and patients with scar, or even when we do some post-minor surgery and they ask you, doctor, can I eat egg, chicken, seafood? Will it cause itchiness? Will it slow down the wound healing? Actually, it's not. This is just a myth. Eating egg and chicken does not cause itchiness or slow down the healing process, unless someone is allergic to egg, chicken, and when they eat they do get reactions like wheals, itchy wheals. Yes, in those kind of patients it's true, otherwise it's not. And in fact, egg has got a good source of protein for wound healing, and your egg yolk has got vitamins such as A and D and also zinc that promotes wound healing. So please eat healthy diet which contains high source of protein when there's when you have a wound.
Alright, thank you doctor. So the next question will be, this is my favorite one. Will essential oils help to cure acne, scars and even sunburn?
So many it can cure. You almost don't need a dermatologist, or each of us have to just carry an essential oil. This is not true. Essential oils are oils, typically the fragrant ones that have been extracted from root, stems, flowers and seeds. There's no evidence-backed research showing that any illnesses, let me repeat this, any illnesses that can be cured with through the use of essential oil. So in fact, in contrast to this, in some patients, essential oils can cause contact allergy because it contains allergens, and those who are sensitive to this, they can develop contact allergy.
So you were not going to recommend any essential oils usage for any injuries?
So yeah, definitely. I wouldn't recommend, especially when there's a skin injury, there is a barrier defect there. I will advise patients to just maintain, keep the wound clean, apply Vaseline or moisturizer. If your doctor prescribes to you antibiotic topicals, use that. Please do not use all these essential oils or any other fragrant oils on injured skin.
I see. Alright, thank you doctor. So my next question, this is the most interesting one, okay, because we have toddlers at home. So usually the usage of sunscreen is only for adult, or does children need it?
Okay, this is not true. This is just a myth. Alright, sunscreens are safe for everyone, and it's also safe for children. Okay, sun exposure can be harmful, especially a long-term exposure to sun can increase the risk of developing skin cancer, and it causes premature skin aging. Alright, like causes wrinkles, causes aging spots. So if you want to stay young, you should use sunscreen regularly. There are two types of sunscreen. One is chemical sunscreen, another one is physical sunscreen. So your chemical sunscreen, on its label, you will see ingredients such as Avobenzone, Oxybenzone, homosalate, octisalate, and this works by like a sponge. It absorbs the sunlight and prevents it from entering our skin. Whereas your physical sunscreen, on its label you will see ingredients such as titanium and zinc oxide. Okay, this works like a shield on our skin, right? So in children, especially young children, you're talking about of an age of less than 6 months, so their skin is very sensitive, soft. So we recommend that when you bring your toddlers out, cover them properly with a good clothing and wear shades, and if those exposed area, apply physical sunscreen. Okay, so remember, sunscreens that contains zinc and titanium oxide. And also this applies for patients with sensitive skin or eczema. We recommend to use physical sunblock. Whereas the rest of the healthy adults or older children, they can use chemical sunscreen. There is no proven evidence to say that this is harmful to their health.
I see, there's a lot of variety of sunscreen outside. So which one would you recommend for the children usage?
Okay, so choosing a sunscreen is important. So as I mentioned just now, for a toddler of less than 6 months, you may use the physical sunscreen. Otherwise, for your older adults, you can go for your chemical sunscreen. There's no contraindication for that unless they are allergic to any of the components. All right, which one is good? So the first thing you have to look at is the broad spectrum. Choose a sunscreen that has got broad spectrum, meaning it covers the UVB and UVA rays. All right, UVB and UVA is part of our light wavelength. All right. Then a SPF of at least 30, okay, is good enough. Even if you choose a SPF 30, is good enough already. And pick water resistant. There's no such thing as waterproof, but water resistant. All right.
If let's say my children would like to go to the park every day on daily usage, do I put them on sunscreen?
Yes, definitely. Of course, it depends on what time you take them out also, right? If you are taking them out at about, between 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, it's very important to apply sunblock during this period, and please reapply every 2 hours.
So my next question will be, the most common practice we have is whenever we have burns on our skin, we should put some butter and toothpaste. Is it okay or is it not?
Okay, this is actually a very, very common practice. I must say that it also happens in my house. My mother believes it. Okay, so it's not true, right? It's not true. In fact, applying butter and toothpaste to your burn injury can cause infection.
I see.
All right. So what one should do when there is a burn injury, all right? Quickly run it under cool tap water, or apply wet or cold compression, and at least for about 10 minutes. After that, apply petroleum jelly or Vaseline regularly every 2 to 3 hours, and you may apply a non-stick sterile bandage on your wound, and do not pop the blister. So if there's a blister, just let it be, because if you pop the blister, the risk of infection becomes higher. All right, and you may take some painkillers for pain control, and eventually just let it to dry and get better on its own. All right, you may apply some antibiotic cream if prescribed by doctor.
So no butter, no toothpaste.
No butter, no toothpaste, please.
Thank you so much for today, Dr. Teeba, for sharing with us, and also for your time. Share this video and tag 3 of your friends to win a Super Kit gift box worth RM100. Stay tuned for more upcoming videos from Ask Me Doctor. Next week, we will talk about how to communicate with a toddler. Thank you so much for watching our videos. I am Sue Yusof.
I am Dr. Teeba.
This is motherhood.com.my.
Bye!